Fair use.
Hi guys, it's me, Bible Herd. Sorry I wasn't here, much posting things. I mean, reposting, songs and what people have, and also, yeah. But I got a dream that, that the Lord is coming. That's all I could tell you. And a lot of people are getting deceived of what's coming. I'll tell you that right now because, for the first thing, let me tell you about my dream. Well, in the dream, I was in the city where a lot of people are walking. They have regular clothes, business suits, tourists. You know how tourists like to wear. Just walking their normal business. It was in sunlight, daylight. And all of a sudden, from a far distance, I see something's happening. I couldn't tell, but something was happening. And all of a sudden, I see missiles falling down from the sky. And all of a sudden, you hear sirens going off loud, like really, really loud, like can't imagine. But the people on the streets, on the road, not even paying attention of what is happening, what is coming down. None of them are paying attention. And for me, I know I'm not a dream interpreter of what's happening, but I can tell you this, that he's trying to say be alert. Be on alert. He is coming.
2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Shalom. Before I get started, I want to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Brachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well, that have taught us the correct understanding of the scriptures through the Holy Spirit. Peace salutations to the hopeful elect, 144,000 in the multitude scattered to the four corners of the earth. This is Brother Loyal with GMS Wisconsin. Lord willing, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, I can edify somebody. I'm going to try to make this really quick. So, I didn't really catch his name. I think he said like Bible. I couldn't catch his name. But I guess he's probably known for posting scriptures on his, whether it be his YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram page, because I couldn't really get too much information from that video. But anyway, I found that video on a YouTube page of a fellow brother. His page name is The Hopeful Elect 3. Subscribe and be edified. He likes to post videos that, that can be edifying, that can be inspiring for a lesson. So I come across that video, and it inspired this lesson. He spoke about, all in all, the person in the video spoke about having a dream that he saw missiles dropping. Okay, well, those of us here at Great Millstone, all right, speaking first and foremost for Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, we know how to filter that in the scriptures. We know that opening up the Bible, you would get an explanation of why he had that dream, man. Okay. All right. A lot of people on earth are beginning to have dreams. They're beginning to see things in their dreams and in their visions that, they may not be able to explain. A lot of people believe that, the day of the Lord is never going to come, that missiles are never going to destroy Babylon the Great, which is America with a KKK. Okay. But this place is doomed for destruction. Okay. There is a prophecy in the scriptures that tells you that Babylon the Great, okay, will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, I'm back. Okay. But like I said, it's in the Bible, man. How can we open up the Bible and interpret what we heard him say in that video? Well, we're going to grab a few precepts, okay? And that'll be the lesson. Okay, what he saw is written in the scriptures. So I'm going to read 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10, then I'm going to, Lord willing, read it in the NLT. Okay? Verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Okay, what is that talking about? The day of the Lord is talking about the day of destruction, the day of thermonuclear destruction, when intercontinental ballistic missiles enter this atmosphere and utterly obliterate this place. It is written in the Bible. Most people in the world don't believe that this is going to happen, okay, because most people are too afraid to even wrap their minds around that. So when they have a dream like that, you know, it'll scare the daylights out of them because they don't understand, man. They don't understand that it's written in the Bible that thermonuclear destruction is going to destroy Babylon the Great, because America's built on wickedness, man. This place has to go, okay? The Lord is getting ready to come back and set up the kingdom of heaven, okay? And what he saw was the beginning of that, all right? The kingdom of heaven being established. In order for one kingdom to be established, one kingdom has to go, which is Esau's kingdom. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right, that's when those kind of intercontinental ballistic missiles, all right, enter America and start raining down on this place, you know. And when you look up the temperature of an average missile, of an average hydrogen bomb, when you look up the temperature of these nukes and these missiles in these silos, okay, you know, I came up to the number around 100 million degrees, man. So when you think about how hot those missiles can be, all right, and the scriptures tell you that the heavens are going to pass away with a great noise and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Everything here on earth is going to utterly burn to a crisp. All right, and it's going to melt with fervent heat. It says the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. This place is going to utterly be destroyed. Everything you see around you, okay, whether it be cars, trees, okay, houses, all right, people's personal possessions, okay, anything you can think of that you may own, that you may possess, that you may see the rich and the well-off possess, is going to be destroyed, man, by those thermonuclear missiles. That's just, like I said, I'm reading the NLT, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as unexpectedly as a thief. Why is the Lord using a thief as an analogy here? Because you don't know when a thief is going to break into your house. You don't know when a thief is going to come in and try to, you know, come for your possessions, okay? Because a thief, all right, you not only can you not trust the thief, all right, you don't know when a thief is going to make its move, man. It says, then the heavens will pass away with a terrible noise, and the very elements themselves will disappear in fire. When those missiles rained down, he said it was really loud in that video. Okay, well, that's biblical, okay? Future prophecy of thermonuclear destruction, man. It says, and the very elements themselves will disappear in fire. Those nuclear missiles are going to totally obliterate everything, man. It's going to be a lake of fire. It says, and the earth and everything on it will be found to deserve judgment. All right, we're talking about the wicked on the earth, okay? Because the elect are going to be delivered out of those thermonuclear missiles, okay? I think about when Noah was prophesying back in the ancient world. You know, he prophesied for over 100 years, man. You know, and the people that he warned that the flood was coming, all right, they didn't listen to him. You know, and the people that are here on earth now that don't listen to the prophets, okay, it will be unexpected for them because they didn't believe it. Next precept. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 37, and it reads, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right. It was unexpected for those who didn't listen to Noah. All right. He warned them. All right. A flood is coming. Why? Because the Lord gave him that revelation, man. Okay. Through prophecy, through the power of the Holy Spirit, man. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And this is Yahushua prophesying of his own return, man. Verse 38, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. All right, let's read it in the NLT. This is red letters, so this is Yahushua speaking. It says, when the Son of Man returns, it will be like it was in Noah's day. For in those days before the flood, the people were enjoying banquets and parties and weddings right up to the time Noah entered into his boat. All right, and that's exactly what's going to happen here in Babylon the Great. All right, because the elect are going to be beamed up into those chariots, and those missiles are going to come raining down on this place, man, to utterly destroy it, okay, and to do away with it, okay. Everybody that did not listen, everybody that did not pay attention, everybody that ignored the prophets will be those that are enjoying banquets and parties and weddings right up into that time, man. Verse 39, people didn't realize what was going to happen until the flood came and swept them all away. That is the way it will be when the Son of Man comes. It won't be a flood, though, okay? It will be with thermonuclear fire. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, and it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Talking about the day of the Lord, okay? The day of Yahushai return, Yahushai's return, when the Heavenly Father sends Yahushai, okay, to utterly destroy this place, all right, and to set up the kingdom of heaven, okay? The Lord is going to come back and utterly obliterate Babylon the Great. And everybody that didn't listen, all right, you're going to be in the way of that train as it's coming down the train tracks, man. Okay, when those missiles come raining down, if you're not part of the elect, you're going to feel those missiles, man. Malachi 4:1. That's why we always say, Lord willing, we part of that number, man. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Okay. It's most importantly speaking for 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay. Y'all are proud. But most importantly, the proudest on the planet is Esau Edom. Because Esau has a system set up that is designed to keep the Israelites, okay, down. That is designed to keep us at a disadvantage. Okay. You have the descendants of slave owners and slave traders that have been thriving off of this land, man, you know, and that makes them proud, okay? And they have made 2/3 of the nation of Israel proud. So the day of the Lord is coming, all right, and it's going to burn as an oven, okay? It says, and all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been in an oven while it burned. I mean, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to be, but those missiles are going to be hotter than an oven, man, okay? And all the proud, yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. All right, you're going to burn like a damn, I don't know, like a damn, like sage in an ashtray, man. Okay? It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And when you go into that, that's going into lineage. All right, that's going into posterity. That's going into your descendants. All right. From the grandma all the way down to the granddaughter, from the grandfather all the way down to the grandson, okay? Whole bloodlines are going to be cut off, man, all right? But most importantly, Esau Edom is going to lose everything, okay? Esau is getting ready to lose his kingdom. He's getting ready to lose, okay? Babylon the Great is Esau's kingdom, man, his empire that he has thrived in, okay? But speaking for the Israelites, okay? Every single one of y'all that have denied the prophets and have scoffed at us and have made videos to come up against what we're saying, all right, you're going to feel the missiles, man, okay? Amos 9 and 8, and I'm going to skip down to 10. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh power are upon the sinful kingdom, speaking of America, okay, and ultimately 2/3 of the nation of Israel. It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. How do you think that's going to happen? It's going to happen with thermonuclear fire, with those thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay. It says, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, meaning that there is an elect, the 144,000 and 1/3 of the nation of Israel. okay, will be delivered out of those thermonuclear missiles. But here's the point, verse 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, okay, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Because you got a lot of Israelites that scoff at this truth, man. All right. If you go to the elder Manata Zakba, all right, GMS South Carolina 08, subscribe and be edified. Okay, you will see a lot of videos surface of a lot of Israelites that scoff at what they call the black Hebrew Israelites. All right, that will represent the sinners of our people. All right, and of course, anybody that has come up and resisted this truth. All right, all you witches and warlocks out there, all you Seventh-day Adventists and you Baptists. All right, all you people that follow devils like Vocab Malone. All right, anybody like Pegatron. All right, who has denounced being what they call a Hebrew Israelite. Anybody that's turned their back on the plow, you represent the sinners of the Lord's people, which are the Israelites. It says you're going to die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us, because you think you're untouchable. Verse 10 in the NLT, but all the sinners will die by the sword. All those who say nothing bad will happen to us. All right, the sinners representing the Israelites, because only the Israelites were given the law. Okay. A fire is coming to Babylon the Great, man. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It's going to be a terrible day. A horrible day, man. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. That's what those thermonuclear missiles are going to manifest. Okay, gloominess, clouds, thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, when you think of how the sun spreads across the earth when the sun rises, that's how those missiles are going to be. It's going to light up everything, man. Okay, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. You got to understand, the prophets that spoke about these things, they seen these things in visions, man. Okay, and the prophets of old, they couldn't describe, they didn't know that these were thermonuclear missiles, all right, because you didn't have thermonuclear missiles on the earth back in the ancient world. So, you know, they had to describe it to the very best of their ability, man. Verse 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. Speaking about the thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay. Let's read verse 3 in the NLT. Fire burns in front of them, and flames follow after them. Ahead of them, the land lies as beautiful as the Garden of Eden. Behind them is nothing but desolation, but not one thing escapes. Okay? Because it's going to be, all right, a lot of people are going to be marrying and drinking and giving in marriage. They're going to be looking ahead of them. Okay? They're not going to think about what's coming upon the earth, because they're going to be thinking about luxury and living good on the earth. Okay, well, you know what? The missiles are going to come up on you unexpectedly, man. Okay, and everybody that has resisted, all right, and have come up against this truth, you're going to feel it, man. Okay, Zechariah 14 and 12. And the reason this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Everybody that came up against this truth, man. Everybody that scoffs at the prophets. All right, everybody that have attacked the prophets. Okay, and just come up against us and have been an enemy unto us, man. It says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty painful, man. All right, my eyes have never consumed away while I stood upon my feet. Okay, I don't know if your eyes have ever consumed while they stood. It's like I don't know if your flesh has ever consumed away while you stood upon your feet. That sounds like getting burnt up, man. Okay. When you think of thermonuclear fire, okay, those hydrogen bombs, all right, the temperature of those hydrogen bombs are going to utterly consume everything, man. All right. Your tongue consuming away in your mouth is fire and heat burning it out of your mouth, man. This is the plague. This is the judgment for everybody that has resisted this truth. All right. And everybody that has been ungodly on the earth, man. We're going to end it with Matthew 24. And like I said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. We can go into the scriptures and give you a true description of what's coming on the earth. All right. Filtered through the Bible. Because that day as those missiles are raining down, Yahweh Shai will be coming back to deliver the elect and set up the kingdom of heaven. I'm going to end it off with Matthew 24. All right. It's titled The Glorious Return. Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, talking about Jacob's trouble. All right. When we are when those troops, all right, those National Guard and Army troops, OK, start visiting house to house to round people up and put them in concentration camps. All right. When the fourth industrial revolution or should I say the mark of the beast of Revelation 13 becomes mandatory on the earth. Anybody that resists the new world order, OK, you will face Jacob's trouble. You will face tribulation. OK, we're coming into those times of very dark days, man. It says immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened and the moon shall not give her light and the stars shall fall from heaven and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. How is all that going to happen? It's going to happen through thermonuclear fire. Okay. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And see, this is red letter. So this is Yahweh Shai prophesying of his own return, man. He was in the spirit. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So Yahweh Shai is going to crack the clouds. So he ain't going to crack the sky. He's going to come from the heavenly realm and he's going to enter. Okay. He's going to crack the clouds, man. He's going to come into invade the earth with the holy angels, man. Okay. With power and great glory. Those clouds of heaven represent the UFOs, what the world calls UFOs, which we know to be the chariots of the Bible, man. Okay. Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So Yahweh Shai is going to send the angels to deliver the elect from the thermonuclear destruction. Because only the elect are going to be delivered, okay, in that day. And if you're not part of the elect, you're going to feel the missiles, man. Okay, so the angels are going to gather up the elect and take them up to the chariots, man. And then what? The missiles are going to come raining down on this place. And it's going to be an utter lake of fire, man. Okay. From the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, because the Israelites are scattered to the four corners of the earth, man. Okay, but, you know, I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalom to you hopeful elect out there.